Hello students, welcome to the class. Today we'll discuss about downstream processing. Downstream processing, it is done after the genetic engineering, that is upstream processing. Downstream processing, it is also known as chemical engineering. Okay, so what is downstream processing? Why it is done? What is the need of this downstream processing? And all the processes of downstream processing in a details we'll discuss here. Okay. See here what is downstream processing. Just as I have told you that genetic engineering or gene cloning or RNA technology, it is known as upstream processing, during which a recombinant DNA that is linked with the vector, the recombinant plasmid or the recombinant vector, it is inserted into any of the plant cell or animal cell or any of the bacterial cells for the culture, and that culture having the recombinant the cells, these are what? These are purely cultured. This culture is maintained purely. Okay, and then from the pure culture medium, the protein product which is produced from the desired gene which is inserted into the plasmid, that desired gene must be expressing in the system, in the cells, and these cells, normally the bacterial cells, these are used as host cells or host medium, and these bacterial cells, they excrete out all these desired gene product, means the protein product of the desired gene, it is released into the bacterial solution. So from the bacterial solution, the gene product or the recombinant protein, it may be any of the enzyme, it may be any of the vitamins, it may be any of the antibiotics, it may be any of the vaccines, or it may be any type of hormones also. So such type of desired gene product, it is excreted by the bacteria into the broth solution or the bacterial cultured solution, and from that solution, this extract, it is purified, it is processed, and it is tested with different types of animals and added with preservatives, and then it is marketed. So this whole process of extraction, purification, stepwise processing and testing for marketing, all these are called downstream processings, so that we can get the desired gene product and we can use this. So this is one of the application of biotechnology. Okay, so see here in the downstream processing or chemical engineering, what occurs? The desired gene product, that is of genetic engineering, it may be enzyme, hormone, vaccine or antibiotics. These are extracted, purified, processed, tested with different types of animals, and then released for marketing. So this is the complete definition of downstream processing. Exactly. The recombinant protein product. What is the recombinant protein product of RDT? Recombinant DNA technology we have discussed already in the previous classes. Recombinant DNA technology or gene cloning, by which recombinant DNA with the desired gene, it is transformed into the bacterial cells, host bacterial cells which are cultured, and a pure culture is maintained with the recombinant bacteria, with the transformed recombinant bacteria, and from that solution, this desired gene product, this desired protein product, gene product is already the protein. Okay, this protein, it is extracted. Okay, so the desired protein product of RDT, it is processed, and the recombinant bacteria are cultured purely in the laboratory condition under aseptic conditions. The transformed recombinant bacteria along with our desired gene within the plasmids, within the vectors, these are what cultured purely in the laboratory condition under aseptic condition, and by using bioreactors. Bioreactors are what? These are large tank bioreactors, maybe 100 liters or 1000 liters or more amount of broth solution. These are taken for the culture, for the pure culture of the recombinant transformed bacteria, and from the pure culture, the protein which is released by the bacteria from the gene product, okay, desired gene product, that protein is processed. Okay, so let's discuss bioreactors, or these are also known as the fermenters. These are maintained with aseptic conditions. Okay, aseptic condition is the most important thing, so that a pure culture without any infection should be maintained. And from the broth solution is the nutrient culture of the bacteria. Okay, from the broth solution or from the nutrient culture medium of the bacteria, the protein which is produced from the desired gene, what is inserted into the bacterial cells through the vectors, this protein, it is extracted from the broth, from the bacterial nutrient medium, and this protein is processed. Okay, so bioreactors are the fermenters. They maintain the aseptic condition and necessary conditions of bioreactors. How these bioreactors, they maintain aseptic condition inside it? The pH, temperature, nutrient solution, all these things should be very proper, so that there will be exponential growth of the transformed recombinant bacteria. Okay, so how these conditions are maintained inside the bioreactor? What about the structure of the bioreactor? Let's have a look in a brief. Okay, see, necessary conditions of bioreactors. All necessary nutrients for the bacterial growth, these are these are taken in the broth solution for the culture medium, okay, just to culture the transformed recombinant bacteria. Then pH is maintained inside the bioreactor. Temperature regulation system is also there for the continuous growth of the bacteria. And vitamins, oxygen supply is there, and salt, it must be there in the nutrient for the proper growth of the bacteria. So all these are the necessary conditions which are maintained inside the bioreactor. Okay, then two types of bioreactors are there used normally: simple stir tank bioreactor and sparged stir tank bioreactor. First come to the simple stir tank bioreactor. This type of bioreactor, these are cylindrical in shape, having a curved base, and these are provided with stirrers. Stirrers are nothing but blade-like structures which move very rapidly just to intake more and more oxygen and to mix it with the solution, with the broth solution, so that oxygen level of the broth solution should be maintained for proper growth. Okay. And sparse stir tank bioreactor, these are cylindrical, these are rectangular in shape, and these are having large surface area, and there occurs bubbling for the oxygen maintenance in the broth solutions. Okay, so two different types of bioreactors are mostly used for downstream processing for culture, maintaining pure culture of the recombinant transformed bacteria. And these bioreactors, what they contain inside, see, there must be one agitator. Agitator means it is also known as the aerator. It will provide air, means it will provide continuous oxygen supply to the broth solution. And second is the oxygen delivering system must be there, so that oxygen should be continuously supplied. Then foam control system. What is foam control system? As the solution it is rotated by the speed agitators, so there must be foam production, and foam control system should be there. Okay, so foam control system is there. Then one inoculation pipe is there. This inoculation pipe, it is there to add the new broth. See, automatically the growing bacteria inside the broth solution, they must be utilizing the broth, and they are also releasing their excreta into the broth. So this broth, it is not pure already. Okay, and means in the intervals, new solution, new nutrient solution for the culture of the bacteria, it must be inoculated, it must be added to the bioreactor. Okay. And for that, inoculation pipes should be there to add the new broth solution containing the nutrients. Okay, then there must be a pH indicator. See, in a proper pH, a particular bacteria, it grows in an exponential rate, and this pH should be maintained. There must be pH indicator, so that by use of the broth by the bacteria, the pH may come to low, or it may also high. Okay, the pH level may also high or low, but there should be a pH maintenance for the proper growth of the bacteria. So pH indicator is there, and sampling port is there. What is this sampling port? This is a port, this is a system to remove the culture in intervals. The used broth solution by the bacteria, it is also removed in the intervals. As the new broth solution, it is added by the inoculation pipe. Similarly, by this sampling port, the culture, means the bacterial broth culture, it is also removed out in the intervals. Okay, so this is all about the bioreactors and how these bioreactors, these are designed so that proper exponential growth of the bacteria can occur, and pH, temperature and nutrient solutions conditions should be already checked. Okay, then after this protein, the desired gene which is there inside the bacteria, supposed to be inside the plasmids. The plasmids are self-replicating extra chromosomal DNA present within the bacterial cells. So these plasmids, they also replicate inside the bacteria, and these are also expressing, and inside these recombinant plasmids our desired gene is there. So this desired gene must be expressing inside the bacterial cell, but this gene product or this protein, it is not utilized by the bacteria, and this bacteria, it release it as an excreta. Okay, and this excretion, it is there already in the broth solution, in the broth culture medium of the bioreactor, and this from the broth culture medium, having the desired gene product, having this protein, it is excreted, it is extracted, and it is processed. And what are the purification steps? Okay, let's discuss in a very details about the steps of downstream processing. See, desired product in the culture, it is there. Desired product means the protein product, it is there in the culture medium, and it must be there in the intracellular product, means inside the cell also, inside the cells of the bacteria, and extracellular product is also there. So mostly we are taking the extracellular product, but when it is going to end the culture, then we have to also take the intracellular product, means some of the cells of the bacteria must be also removed out during the broth removal. Okay, so intracellular products should be also removed out. So from the bacterial cells, by cell disruption method, by cell disruption means by breaking the cell wall of the bacteria, maybe by physical or chemical or enzymatic method, the cell wall of the bacteria, it is broken, and this method is called cell disruption, by which the protein product present inside the bacteria, it is released into the broth solution. Okay, and it is the extracellular product, means it is already the excreta of the bacteria which is released into the broth solution. So it is also mixed here, and this along with the extracellular product, now this cell disruption product, and this is the broth with the solid and liquid. Now this is the impure solution having a desired protein, and this is it is undergoing processings. So first one is solid liquid separation. Solid liquid separation, it is done by flotation, flocculation, filtration and centrifugation. By these methods, solid liquid separation must be there, means the bacterial cells should be separated from the broth just to get the pure liquid culture. Okay, then concentration. How the concentration it is done? By evaporation, liquid extraction, membrane filtration, precipitation and adsorption.